So last night we came to this restaurant that's right by our anchorage for dinner, and then we heard that they were doing a ceviche workshop this morning. So we're back at the restaurant today, and we're going to learn how to make ceviche with coconut. I feel like I'm doing this wrong.
Probably.
I feel like I should have done that before. And they also give us aprons and cool little hats.
Chef
so
hats.
I'm gonna look like a chef.
Oh my god, look at you!
This is gonna be fun. Do I look professional now?
So professional.
I'm gonna be able to like cut things. Es por qué. So the whole point of this is doing ceviche in coconut. So we just chopped all the fish and vegetables and cilantro, and we just mix it all in some coconut milk. And now we're adding a little bit of salt and sugar.
Azúcar.
Y un poquito de sal.
Sí, tú eche.
Como un
Sí,
poquitito.
más.
Más. Es bueno.
Sí.
Delicious.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So it's been raining ever since we got here. So for the past 2 days, we've been super productive indoors. So we made this giant to-do list on the board. And once it stops raining, we'll be able to start attacking them. So, yeah.
So we pumped our bilge out yesterday, and it's already up to here, which is probably about 40 gallons of water, I would say. It's kind of nuts considering that that's all just leaks. Like, there's nothing coming in below the water line. That's all just rainwater that's been collecting in our boat. Our boat's never leaked this bad, so it's definitely time to fix some of those.
The rain just stopped. Probably not for very long. So we're going to take this opportunity and go on a dinghy exploration. There's a little river right by the anchorage that we're not sure how far it goes, but we've seen boats come in and out of it. So we're gonna go and explore it right now before the rain comes back. So let's do this.
Try your cameras. Current's really strong.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
It's like full speed, man. We're barely making headway. Go, 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 go. Come on. Go, Tori, go.
Oh shit.
I'd rather do the canoe.
Dinghy portable water rafting. That's what we just did.
Yeah. That was fun. Why did we come up to Rio? That's kind of the question. Aside from the fact that it's absolutely beautiful and it's always sort of been on our bucket list, we have some pretty major projects we need to do to UMA before we cross the Atlantic this spring, and one of which was get some reefs put in our main. We only have one reef in our mainsail, which means anytime the wind's blowing over like 20 knots or so, we have to roll up our genoa to be very small, which means we're heeled over a lot, but not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And if we're going to cross the Atlantic, there's a good chance that we're going to get caught in stronger winds than 20 knots. And so adding a second and a third reef will dramatically help keep our boat well balanced while we're sailing. Well, we have just about run out of drinking water, and somewhere just in the mouth of the river, apparently there's a black pipe that comes off of a cliff with like fresh, clean creek water running out of it. So we're gonna go try to find it so we can refill our drinking water. It looks like we finally found it. It's a lot further down the river than we thought. There it is. Coming out strong. It's gonna fill us up in no time. And go. Nice. That's going up so fast. All right. One down. Cool. Well, we just filled up our 3 jugs of water, which will be enough to last us maybe another 2 weeks. And now it's going to be a slow ride back up the river because we're going against the current, and our boat now has, 15 gallons of water in it? We made it back. We pretty much made it all the way back to Livingston before we found the little pipe, but yeah.
Fresh drinking water.
Free, well, sort of free. I guess it cost us like $4 in gas to get there. Brandon and Scott from Cool Change, if you're watching this, you guys suck for telling me it's right at the entrance of the river. They made it sound like it was right beside the hot springs. Like, yeah, the water's this side and the hot springs over here, and turned out it was like 6 miles further down the river.
15 horsepower dinghy, it's right next to it.
So today we are sailing out of Texan Bay and into a town called Fronteras. Other people know it as the Rio Dulce, but it's 12 miles away and we're actually going to be sailing because there's wind today. So first things first, my wine glass needs to be stored somewhere safe, and it doesn't have a no home right now, so tucked in between some pillows and blankets. Here is kind of a smaller town, doesn't have much, but in Fronteras we'll have more to do and we'll be able to tackle everything on this beautiful board.
There's just not quite enough winds to get us out, so time for a little dinghy push.
And because a porta boat is a terrible dinghy to tow, we just hove to, and we're going to pull the dinghy up on deck. So, sailing in this lake is relatively easy, but you do have to be careful for all these fishermen because they're everywhere and they're dragging nets. So you're basically doing like a zigzag around them. So far, we had to kind of go around 2 of them that gave us like a wave sign, like, hey, pass behind us. One guy was trying to have us pass in front of him, but I was like, I can't, because I can't go that high up. So we had to tack.
So we went out, fishermen, tacked, just snaking our way through the lake. This lake here. It's about 8 miles from there straight to there, but since we're tacking, the wind's coming from this way.
Fisherman number 1, fisherman 2 and 3, fisherman 4 and 5, number 6 and 7, and I think 8 maybe. Number 9, fisherman number 10, 11, 12, and then we got crab pots, it looks like, or something, some sort of nets going by. Gotta watch out for those. So we're probably not going to be sailing at night. I think we'll sail till it gets dark and then anchor, because it's going to be a mess trying to sail through this at night without any kind of visibility. I'm sure we'll end up picking something up.
Too many nets, too many crab pots.
That's why we need
What
a
you-
basement.
Those are binoculars, not monoculars, sweetheart. What you doing?
Well, this one is broken, so I just use one. It works perfectly, actually.
Arr, matey.
Just want to make sure that they just dropped the thing. I don't know if they dropped the net or a crab. I think they dropped the crab pot.
Everything you do is adorable.
No, I have a reason. I can't open this one, so I just use one.
So please, Nikon, send us a new one.
Then the helmsman's usually one to call break, and it would be right about now. I'd say break, and then you'd like flick it off. But in light wind, you can kind of just guess it because it's not in. And then haul in on that one so it doesn't get caught on anything.
All right, it's about to be, well, sunset. There's no sunset, but it's about to be dark, so we're going to be dropping the anchor soon. How many miles did we do today?
We did about 6 of the 8 miles down the lake. So
Yeah.
we made it 3/4 of the way down the lake and
Not
about
bad.
halfway between Texan Bay and Fronteras.
It's cold tonight, and we're gonna drop the anchor and
Some sort
sleep.
of pork and beans deliciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of
Tuna.
drifting over to the
And
side.
tuna, everything. We're just gonna have everything mixed in a bowl. It's getting dark and it's funny. I can see more of your orange than anything else.
Yeah, we're here in Texan Bay. No, I'm kidding. We're here, and I don't know how this place is called. Are you recording?
Wait,
Yummy.
which hand, left or right?
I'll cover that.
So what's for dinner?
Food. But we don't have chili, so I'm making sort of like pork and beans without the pork. It's like tuna and beans. But then we have a carrot and some potatoes, so I put that in there, and an onion and some garlic and some tomatoes. I don't really know. It's basically breakfast, but instead of adding eggs, I'm adding beans.
We're also going to watch a special movie tonight because Sev has never seen it before. What are we watching tonight, Sev?
We're watching the Minions.
The Minions. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
You rolling?
Rolling.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Oh, that was a very distant. Well, this morning we're finishing the last 5 or 6 miles into Fronteras. The wind's pretty much dead, so we're towing with the dinghy again. We're almost into the next sort of narrow cut, and I'm hoping there's not much current. It didn't rain any last night, so if there's not much current, we'll be there in maybe an hour and a half.
I wanna go there someday. I know we're going somewhere into the danger zone. It all points right to that. I set myself aside, lead the way on this trial. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change. I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay.
The thing with this is it's level now, but if it rains, the water goes forward and it'll just drain itself.
So we've been hauling our dinghy up and leaving it kind of organized like this because it's been raining so much here. We don't want it to sink again like it did in Haiti. And this way it's kind of level, so it's fine, and if it rains it's sloped a bit forward and the water will actually like change the center point of the dinghy and it'll drain out the front, so it's kind of like a self-draining setup. And so far it's been working pretty well.
Guess what? Today it's sunny. You can tell because I'm wearing my shades. We just pulled the mainsail out and we're waiting for Tom, the guy from the sail loft in Texan Bay. He's gonna come on his boat to pick it up and he's gonna be able to add the reefs for us.
I am drawing a little sketch of where I think our second and our third reef should be, so that when Tom comes to pick it up, he'll know where we want the reefs put in. We just dropped our mainsail off in Tom's little launcher. Next time we see it, hopefully it'll have some more reefs put in it.
So a while ago, our friend Nike spent several months here in the Rio with her boat Call. Watching her videos is how we learned about Tom's sail loft. You might know her as White Spot Pirates or with her series Untitled Lines on YouTube. She just came out with a full-length movie documenting her journey from the beginning to now. So that's a couple years of footage, which is
Yeah, I have no idea.
mind-blowing because
how she edited that together.
I have hard times getting 1 week video done, so props to you, Nike, for all that. But anyway, we are giving away 2 free copies to this video. All you need to do is follow us on Instagram and check out her trailer on our Instagram page for more details on how to win. Thanks for watching again, and come back next week when we get some projects started. So
Until then,
until then,
cheers.
cheers.